Hey y'all, so I got this question, so I'm going to dive in to those who are having a nodal return with this new Pisces and Virgo node transition. And again, if you don't know me, I'm Jasmine, the owner of House of Chiron Astrology and Reiki, and I make the language of astrology digestible for all y'all. So let's dive in. What is a nodal return? A node return happens every 18 to 19 years when the north and south node returns to its natal position, meaning the place that the nodes were in when you were born, it is in there in your natal chart. So, in short, what this does is bring a significant opportunity for you to realign with your soul's purpose. You will see highlights of lessons and growth during this time. And you will feel a pull towards that North Node energy, all at the same time being asked to release or shed some of those aspects of that South Node energy. It's kind of like a karmic checkpoint to help you realign with what you committed to when you came into this life. So, for those of you who are having a nodal return over the next 18 months, this is what you can look forward to. A nodal return in Pisces and Virgo within your first and seventh house. You can expect to see themes of self versus others, the self versus relationships. So commitments versus self-involvement, self-interest. Those of you who are experiencing it in your second and eighth houses has a lot to do with your income that you make for yourself versus the money you get from other people. It is about your values and your possessions versus the other. For those of you who are experiencing it in your third and ninth houses, this has a lot to do with communication versus philosophy, the idea versus the knowing. It has a lot to do with your immediate environment versus the larger travel exploration. It has a lot to do with what you think you know versus what you absolutely know. So for those of you who are experiencing a node return in your fourth and 10th house, it has a lot to do with home versus career. It's that home and work-life balance. So for those of you who are experiencing it in your fifth and 11th houses, it has a lot to do with your personal goals, your personal passions versus your collective aspirations. It has a lot to do with what brings you joy versus the joy of the world. So for those who are experiencing it in the 6th and 12th house, it has a lot to do with the work that you do versus the rest that you take. It has a lot to do with overworking and not resting, taking your time for seclusion versus keeping a steady schedule and a routine. So I hope that was helpful and beneficial for you all. Just some quick advice during this time. Lean into the themes of those houses that this energy is happening in, and also pay attention to the synchronistic events, those fated events that are happening, because they are providing you guidance.